This is going to be a really quick video how to install Ollama on MacBook. Of course, everything I'll show you today can be done on Windows and Linux, but let's start the process. You go into the website and click on download for the operating system. Here I'm using Mac OS. I'll select the download location and wait for the download to complete. Once the file is downloaded, all I need to do is open it. And let's click on that button over here. That will extract the file locally in my computer. Just double click it to bring up the wizard. And here's the file. We're going to move it into the application folder. And once the file is there, we're just going to simply run it. And let's just run Ollama. We're typing Ollama in the search. And here is the installer. The first thing we're going to do is to install the command line. This will allow us to download the latest AI models, the LLM models that we're going to interact with. That takes a few seconds and that's it. So let's copy this and run it in a terminal window. Again, this could be terminal window on Windows or Linux. And let's paste it over here. And by doing so, although I'm using Llama 3, you can type Llama 3.1 and that will download the latest Llama model. And I'll show you all the models it supports. It's done. Of course, I fast forward to save some time. And here you can see it's responding. My laptop is not the latest, so it is a little bit slow when it comes to providing the response, but it is still usable. And I'll show you later what kind of model I'm using here. Of course, I'm just checking it out and asking it to create a silly song about rusty nails. But essentially, that's it. I have a local AI LLM model that I can interact through the terminal. And I'll fast forward just to save us time. But now, let's try to add something extra. I want to add a web interface to give me the look and feel that's very similar to ChatGPT. So I'll go back into the GitHub of Ollama, and as we go there, you can see the various operating systems, but you can also download it as a Docker file or a container. So it's going to be fully contained in your environment. So let's scroll down. You can see the various LLM models it supports, the various size. Obviously, you need to make sure that you have enough disk space and memory in order to run them. The rule of thumb is to ensure that your memory is bigger than the parameter size. While I'm here, I will download the Mistral LLM model. If you're not familiar, this is from the Mistral AI company. It's a French company established in 2023. This model is quite known. It has good performance, can be used for text summarization, text generation, and translation, and other general activities. So it's pretty cool. Let's scroll down a little bit. You can see some of the commands you can use with Ollama, and obviously you can list, you can delete, you can copy. There's a lot of things you can do, but I want to scroll down and show you the web interface, and that link is over here. And that will take me to their GitHub page. And over here, you can see a quick demo of what you can do with it. But I want to install it. In order to install it, it's a single command. It just need to copy and paste, and I'll show you how to do that. And that's by running it. But I don't have Docker installed on my laptop. So let's head over into the Docker website and start the installation process. So let's go and download and install Docker from my Mac OS. And of course, you can do that, as mentioned, for other operating systems. And I'll download the Docker installation file. Wait for it to load, and once it's done, I'll click on the DMG file, drag it into the application folder, and wait for the copy to complete. Let's run Docker by typing Docker in the search window. That will bring the Docker interface. I will have to accept the file for security reasons, and here it is. Let's accept the terms and conditions. And the UI, click finish on use recommended settings. I'll enter the password for security reasons because it's going to be modifying the system. We're going to continue without signing up. We'll select other. We're going to use it for AI and machine learning. And that's it. We have Docker installed. So all we need to do now is go back and make sure everything is here. Docker is running. And all I have to do is go back to the website and copy that file and paste it into the terminal. And it will start downloading all the images that are needed to run this container on my local system. Obviously, it takes time, so I'm fast forwarding it to save all of us a little bit of time. That's it. I have the web interface up and running and available to use. Here is the container. You can see the ports it's using. It's using port 3000. And if you open the browser, You'll need to do a quick sign up in order to access the interface. But once you're done, that's it. You have a web interface, and you can see once I click OK, it looks very similar to ChatGPT. You can select the model, and if you search for a model, it will pull it down like we saw in the Ollama pull command. So if you want to use the 3.1, that will be the way to do it. You can select a default model to chat with, and let's see how it performs. Let's ask for a quick fun fact about LLMs. And yes, it takes time, so I'm fast forwarding it again. It's the web interface and the Docker are adding into the CPU utilization of my computer, and that really slows everything down because, as mentioned, my laptop is not the latest, so I'll save time here a little bit as well and fast forward to show you the utilization. You can see the utilization of my CPU is quite high when we are interfacing with the LLM, or as it's called, inference. And the memory utilization is not high because I'm not using a large model right now, but of course the larger the model, the larger the memory utilization will be. And here's my spec of my laptop. This is in 2019. Not the best, but still decent, using the i9 Intel. It has about 32 GB of RAM. Yeah, it's not the latest, but it is okay. I'm pushing the limits here. Of course, if you have the latest M series Mac, you should get a better performance. But again, memory should be considered when you download large models because they're going to consume more memory space. And let's kind of try again and interact with Mistral that we just downloaded and say hello. It's going to be a little bit slow, as you can see, but eventually it will respond. Eventually. One thing I want to show you, you can actually upload files to it, which is very cool. Something you cannot do with the terminal. So for example, if you want to upload a large PDF and get summarization, this is how you do that. That's essentially it. It's pretty useful. The reason you would want to do that, for example, is if you want to use LLM, but you're concerned about security and privacy. And I have one more thing for you, and that's for Mac users. If you want to use something without using Docker and just want to have a web interface, there is the Enchanted LLM, and it's available in the App Store. So let's download and install it. As you can see, it is automatically integrated with my Ollama. You can see on the top right, this is where you can select the models. I have two, as you saw earlier. Right now I'm interacting with Llama 3, but I can select Mistral and interact with that model. Pretty cool, pretty simple. Hope you found this video useful. I try to keep it not very technical. And that's all for today. And don't forget to subscribe, comment, and hit that notification button. Looking forward to see you in our next video. And thank you so much for watching.